So here we are, a big warehouse depot, picking up our dome tents. There are two boxes, one of which is behind me, and inside those boxes is our dome tent. So we're very, very excited right now. So it looks like everything is here, everything has arrived. It doesn't look like anything has been broken in transportation, but we'll find that out when we get back home and really unpacking it. So really, really excited. And it doesn't look too difficult to put together, but I'm really hoping that they remember to put the instruction booklet in, because I can see an awful lot of places where you can really start screwing the wrong things together. So please, please, please let there be an instruction booklet. No, I don't know why. I feel slightly nervous right now watching this, because I assume what it'll mistake, and it's all going to fall over and break. And it's a big box for a little truck. I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticed that. I think this might be the end of our dome and the truck. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. So in my next life I've decided I don't want to be a little truck like that. So this is what a dome tent looks like when it's all unpacked, but we still haven't started putting it together. So here in these 4 bags is 1 blue bag and 3 white bags. The fact that they are blue and white I don't think has any significance, but inside there is 2 outer linings and 2 internal insulation linings. On top of the blue bag here we have 4 window frames. We have 2 round windows per tent. Here are the doors. These things here are the curtain rails. Over there we have the 4 round windows, again 2 windows per dome. In the boxes I can't unpack them because I have to take everything out, but inside there, you can trust me, is the solar ventilation. So those are the vents that are going to be pumping out all the hot air to keep the domes nice and pleasantly cool. Over here we have these kind of rectangular metal rectangular things. These are the frames for the doorway. Here we have all the nuts and bolts that we need for putting the tent together. And here in these little boxes, these aren't very exciting, but these are door handles for the doors. And here, these white strips, these are incredibly important because these are the things that structure the dome. And what you can see is each of them has a number on it. So they're all wrapped in sort of cling film and grouped together, and each one has a number on it. And that is very, very important. And I'll show you later when I show you the instructions, because that tells us where in the structure that piece of metal actually goes. Over here, by the way, this didn't come from the dome company. These are the floor tiles. We'd have loved to have built a deck out of wood and had a really beautiful wood, but it's just not conducive to this part of the world because of the rain, the termites. It really is a challenge here to do anything in wood and keep the wood healthy for a long period of time. We really want these domes to be low maintenance. So these are the tiles. There's 2 types of tiles. We went for this nice sort of golden brown. That will be for the outside. And here, can we see, we've got this kind of nice grey, which will be for the inside. We went for like a dark, rich grey because we think that's going to contrast nicely with the white of the dome. It's a very, very white dome. So we basically went for colours that are going to contrast with that. So this, in the next few days, somehow we're going to turn this into a dome. So this is Tuesday the 5th of October. I've completely forgotten how many days ago it was we started all of this. But today is the exciting day because we are going to start putting the domes up. The total accumulative number of hours experience of me and the team I'm working with of putting domes up is exactly 0. But I'm hoping I don't think it's that difficult, and I think we can do it, so we're quite confident. You can see here that we have the decks are finished and ready for the domes to go up. That's the first one. This is the second one. You can see the walkway that we're building is getting finished. So that's really pleasing to see. So hopefully we don't have to trek across the muddy field every day to get to the worksite. We have a big debate about whether we should put railings on or not. During the day, it seems quite easy to walk along without falling off. But I came down here last night in the dark. Obviously, we're going to have lighting up here, but I decided that it's not sensible to have this walkway without at least one railing. Whether we put one up or two up, I don't know. I guess it'll depend on how well we can light it all. But as you can see here, it is a beautiful, beautiful sunny day at the moment. We've had, hopefully, this is the end of the rainy season. This year, the rainy season seemed to be much shorter, but really intense. We had a couple of tropical storms come through from the east across Vietnam that literally just drenched the place. But I'm hoping now the weather forecast is generally sunny days for as far forward as the weather forecast goes. And it's time to start getting the dome up. Now, in case you're interested, this scrap of paper is what the dome plan looks like. Now, each one of the lines is one of these metal struts, and each number refers to the particular length of that metal strut. Now, all these struts have on them, I don't know if you can see, but you can see that this has a number stamped in it. So it's quite easy to recognize which one is which. This is number 5. 5 are some of the shorter ones. We don't have very many. Now, fortunately, I was well trained as a child in Meccano, and I don't think this is, at least getting the metal structure up, is any more difficult than following a Meccano plan. Let's see how it goes. So this is now about 2:30. We started sometime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I must admit, I didn't look at my watch when we started. But to be honest, it's just a little bit of an anticlimax. I thought this was going to be a really difficult, stressful day that was really going to challenge us and ask the best of us all. But we've got a fabulous crew here, and it is going up so easily and so perfectly at the moment, and it's really, really looking great. This is a 7-meter dome tent. I knew when we bought it, it was 4 meters high, but when I imagined it, I didn't actually imagine it feeling that high. It really is a big space to be inside of. Absolutely fantastic. But I suspect we will be finishing the framework probably in the next hour. We then have to go and just tighten up all the bolts again, and then we have to sort of jig it around a bit to make it into the perfect shape, and then start screwing it down into the deck. But so far, really, really easy. A great team here, absolutely fantastic. But there you go, nearly the first dome tent up. So this is only 3 o'clock. So we started about 8:39, 3 o'clock, first dome tent is up and it looks fantastic. I'm just delighted, and we're already starting on the second one. So it's amazing. I really thought it would take days to work this out, but it's just gone up just like that. Absolutely fantastic. And I don't think we'll get the second one finished today. I think that would be asking a little bit too much. So while they're just finishing off the second dome, just a quick couple of details about how we design the deck. The thing that you can see here is we built the inside slightly higher than the outside. Now the reason why we did that is because we do get some rain here. Typically our weather pattern is we get like 6 or 7 months of absolute drought when it doesn't rain, and then we get a couple months of quite heavy rain. So we just wanted to make sure that rainwater couldn't get in to the living area. So we built the floor slightly higher than the outside. Now at the moment it's only about 4 or 5 centimeters. It will be a little bit higher once we actually get the tiles on, so that'll probably add another centimetre, but I think that'll be absolutely fine. But it was one of the questions that we really kept asking, and we never seemed to get any sort of good answers out of people about how do you actually keep the rainwater out of your tents? It seems a silly question, but they are literally just tents, so we had to sort of think about this. We've also having to think about how we actually seal the outside, because we do get mosquitoes, things like that here, and we don't want them sort of flying under the lip of the tent, so we've got to think about that. Now, when we actually built the inside area, we only had it very proximate. We didn't have the tents here, and what you can see here is the base strut, and this is our concrete edge. So we built it a little bit too small, but I guess it's better it's too small because it's much easier to add than it is to start chipping away. So what we'll do is we'll put some wood down here and then just fill in the gap and then put the tiles on, and that's done. But the next thing we're going to do is we've got to fix the tent to the concrete deck, and we're using these concrete expansion screws. So these plates here seem to me to be designed to be used on either wood or concrete. For what I've seen in other videos, these outside holes, they're really for screwing into a wood deck. We've got these expansion screws. They go in. As you tighten it, this outer shell expands and expands, and you get a really, really tight fit. And once we've got 14 of these in, these decks and tents are literally not going to go anywhere. So this is about 3:30. What I thought was going to be a very stressful, frustrating day has actually turned out to be a really easy, simple day. We've got 1 and a third domes up. Obviously, though, just when I say up, we're just talking about the frames. But I think that's a big, big task. I actually just calculated, by the way, and we actually started this 67 days ago, which seems ages, and I'm a little frustrated that we aren't a little bit further ahead with some of the things that we could have got done while we waited for the tents to arrive, like the walkway and getting the tiling done on the decks. But at the same time, September turned out to be an incredibly wet month. The rainy season this year, to me, it seemed to be quite short but really intense. And I think where we are, we're quite lucky because although we didn't get a lot of rain and we lost a lot of days, we didn't experience the flooding in this part of Thailand that they're experiencing in Bangkok and north of Bangkok. So things to be grateful for, but it's really satisfying to actually see the domes up and to be able to get a sense finally of the kind of the silhouette of the project, and also just really pleased to see them actually go up. I think we didn't make a mistake on the first dome, but I'm not going to know that until we get through the second dome, because obviously when you're doing the first dome, you've got 2 dome kits to get your bits from. When you're doing your second dome, obviously your materials are starting to sort of run down. So we're only going to really know, probably not today, because I don't think we'll finish the second dome today, but we'll know by tomorrow whether or not we made a mistake. But at the moment, feeling really tiring day because it's quite hot and being in the sun all day, but feeling really, really, really good at the moment. So today is Tuesday, the 6th of October, and it's only about 10 o'clock in the morning, but we've got the second dome finished, just about. We've got 5 number 1 struts to go in right at the top. You can see the guys sitting up there, top of the world, putting those in, and then we're finished. We've still got a little bit of going around, tightening up the bolts, a little bit of jigging just to make the lines absolutely perfect, but I don't think that's more than an hour or 2 hours work. I was really, really amazed. Firstly, I was amazed because we got all the right bits. In fact, they even sent some extra bits and pieces, I guess, as spares that we don't actually need to use. And I was also really amazed at just how quick and easy it was to get these up. So we got 2 of these up. Yesterday we had like 4 of us working on it. Today we've got 5 of us here, and we've got 2 of them up in less than 24 hours without any stress, any hassle. It is, I will be honest, hot. There's a nice wind today, but the big difficulty, it's so bright and sunny, it's hard to keep your eyes open when you're looking upwards to check everything. But absolutely fantastic. 2 of the domes up and done.